would like to welcome you to the Boldcasters 18. Hi, my name's Clay.
I'm Jay.
This is Robert.
And I'm Mark. How y'all doing?
Bold City News. This is going to be a new format, so we're going to switch a few things up. We're going to start with Riverside Avondale redistricting. Or rezoning, sorry, that's more proper term, I believe. Yeah, not redistricting. I mean, it's still going to be the same district. That's, I don't know. How do y'all feel about this? Basically, from the new measures that are being put forth by Jim Love, who's the city councilman, all new restaurants are going to be limited to 60 seats max.
And have to close by
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
I think it's a bad move.
It's basically because they don't want a certain business there, and plus Jim Love, how much more bet he not get reelected again? Because Riverside's going to be dead, bro, if they keep trying to pull some screw jobs like this. Because I think that they will try to do more than just what you're saying they'll do. I think they're really they're trying to get it to where it's all gone by 10 o'clock eventually.
Well, yeah, obviously Riverside's getting a little upset, or not Riverside, the rap community. Yeah. Rap is getting upset with the fact of...
I guess it all stemmed from that one new place opening in the old laundry on...
Come on, the Roost?
Yes.
Yeah. And there's a bar called the Roost down in Beaver. That's where like once not. But anyways, yes, it's all stemming from...
What happened? I don't understand.
I guess another bar, like the third, 12th bar or something in Riverside has opened. And it's going to be over there on Oak Street.
So, why they have an issue?
Well, I guess they were worried about overpopulation, overpopulation.
King and Margaret Street and all that. It's not,
yes.
It's in that area.
Right, but what I'm saying, this is just a perspective. They're worried about overcrowding. Because there's so many bars.
They're worried about loudness factor, too.
Right.
Because I guess outdoor seating, and I know the new thing doesn't want to allow any outdoor seating.
Yeah, no more outdoor seating, and no more, deliveries or whatever. You can't do pickup sales.
Yeah.
I think that's bad business.
That's very bad business.
It essentially, if it does happen, it's just going to move over to Murray Hill, and maybe that's made.
But in some ways, it's not a bad thing. But yeah, this will definitely put an end to the walkable growth of, and just the vibrant.
Yeah.
The vibrancy that we know of
Friday, Saturday nights.
No more King Street curl.
I give it a year before they have to change it because they're going to see the downfall.
It's got to go before the they got to vote on it anyway.
Right? Yeah.
I hope it'll get rejected. I hope it gets rejected by however many city council members to nothing.
Obviously there's going to be one on it. I don't agree with it. I do understand the overcrowding because Riverside's only so large. Avondale's only so large. You only have so much room.
But that goes down a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll lose out on
a lot of revenue.
Yeah, a lot of revenue.
Which I guess, like I said earlier, could help Murray Hill.
Right. But I mean, like
Murray
we
Hill
said,
is wide.
They could definitely use some kind of light rail or something to carry people through, a people mover.
They really could. They need some kind of new business.
Trolley and all that.
The Riverside Trolley is basically a glorified bus. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's R5 all the way.
Yeah, I mean, if they were to open it up and make it an actual trolley, even an open trolley, that would be much more suitable.
It would.
But what's going on now is just, there's a number of things they need to amend and make it more walkable, because basically it is still like the rest of Jacksonville, very traffic oriented, and the parking is very atrocious. Riverside District, it's basically from Fishwater Creek in the Avondale section to the east side of Roosevelt, all the way up along the tracks, all the way up to I-10 and down 95. So yeah, it takes up a good portion.
Yeah, which basically means if they were to rezone that, basically a good chunk of Jacksonville wouldn't be available for business or any of that. In other words, you'd be having a lot of dead real estate, basically. which is not good for any city.
No, it would not be.
And not good for jobs. It's not good for industry. It's not good for anything.
I think they're just kind of scared of what's going to happen to the area if they allow it to grow, because it's become a very bar scene, and it's always been a neighborhood, a family side of town, and feels it's going to grow. What's going to happen to the families?
And then that's exactly, Robert has a very good point, because like when we lived up there when we were growing up, it's a much different atmosphere than what we grew up in.
A lot of that neighborhood, though, is a lot of well-off folk.
Not always. I grew up down the street from King Street.
You're talking Avondale, not Riverside.
Yeah, I would imagine that most of it comes from Avondale.
Yes.
Because they are the old money. They're the ones that.
Yeah, that's the old money, and that's where everything's at. You have a little bit in Riverside, basically along River Road, and where the condominiums were put by the Weavers and John Gorey. But for the most part, it's all in Avondale. That's your old standalone money. So with that, we're going to move on to our next topic, and that will be Jacksonvillians can't drive.
I don't even know about this.
Yeah, well, I mean, you didn't know Jacksonvillians can't drive?
Well, Jacksonville's better than Orlando.
Well,
yeah, not by much.
And Value Penguin came up with the top 5 most dangerous roads in the United States. They covered, in all, 2.7 million miles of U.S. highway. Number 1, State Road 99, California. Number 2, I-45 Texas.
Wow.
Number 3, I-95, Florida to Maine.
I read
Deadliest city, Jacksonville.
Wow, what caused that is what I want to know.
Well, the
63 fatal accidents.
I can tell you a little bit. It's because of the road construction.
It's been pretty hard.
Has caused an uptick of 30% since last year. I think that's right. Wow. I saw on the news.
I'm assuming that's probably the Overland Bridge.
Yep, they mentioned that.
Yeah, because I mean that's been under work for 2 years.
A lot of the construction doesn't make sense. If you don't know where you need to go, you're kind of screwed.
The old joke around Jacksonville has been construction. They basically go around, they move cones here, they move cones here.
Yeah, but I don't think that's ever gonna.
Maybe a decade later might have it a little bit better.
Right.
Well, it's just I imagine it's very similar to Atlanta. I mean, constant, and then our road structure has to be so freaking huge because of how big the city is. So, I mean, I was up in Atlanta last year, and
they have a pretty big road structure.
Yeah, there was a multitude of construction up there too.
Yeah.
So I think it's just.
It just depends where you're at. But, I mean, of course, construction, along with the fact that we've got some special drivers here. Is number 4, just to finish out the list, is I-10. Coincidentally, another interstate that starts here in Jacksonville. And this one goes from Jacksonville to Los Angeles. Its most deadliest city is New Orleans. Imagine that.
Not too shocked.
And wrapping it up, I-75, Florida to Michigan. Deadliest city, Detroit. And that makes probably 39.
Well, I mean, it's the Motor City. It's just to be expected.
It is. And not just what happens by itself in the Motor City. And for the other 2, on the top 2, which I did not mention, State Route 99, deadliest fatalities are in Fresno, 34, and I-45 in Texas. It's Houston.
Oh, yeah, I could have figured that one.
Yeah, 51.
I blame the Texans.
I do too. We all do. It's always the Texans' fault. But now, good news. Hemming Plaza is going to host a barbecue festival during the Georgia-Florida game.
Seems pretty yodel.
It does. Coming up.
What do you think, Jason?
Yeah.
Are you pumped for it?
I'm totally working.
Sounds like a call out to me.
I know, right? My boss would probably cut me in half on the bandsaw. So
I think it's worth it just to get barbecue.
You be barbecue too. And for y'all that don't know, Jason will be reintroducing his personal podcast called The Good Eats with Jay.
Yes.
Coming up later this week.
More than likely Friday.
There you go. And we'll be going back to new locations and restaurants, giving reviews and insights.
Telling what you should and shouldn't eat, and where not to go.
There you go. And you heard it from Jay.
I personally cannot wait.
Anyways, to follow up on this little barbecue spot, it's going to be in Hemming Plaza, of course. Hybrid design in combination with Power 106.5 FM and WAPE 95.1. Okay, I didn't know those 2 were still around.
I think the 106.5 is the classic station and the Big Ape or something.
Well, they were holding a beer and barbecue festival on the 28th and 29th
Ooh, a double deucer.
Double dip.
Barbecue competition, live music, football pep rallies, Halloween costume contest, kid zone, food truck, and a live viewing of the Florida-Georgia game.
Oh, yeah.
My question is, are they going to have the Florida State Clemson game on?
That's a good question.
It is, because that is going to be the same evening.
Oh yeah, that's an 8 o'clock kick, right?
It is, but it's very, very important. ACC matchup. Vendors for the event include Meow and Bark's Pop-Up Shop, Holy Smokes Barbecue, The Potter House, Soul Food Bistro, Mr. Potato Salad Spread, Team Love Seafood. Both Friday and Saturday will include live music. There's a package you can get for $15 general admission.
I think it's a great buy, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good time and worth the price.
Yeah, courtesy Jacksonville Business Journal. And with that, we're going to wrap up Bold City News with just a little memo. Families in St. Johns County and Putnam County are now eligible to join Volusia and Flagler counties for individual assistance from FEMA. You can find out more by going to disasterassistance.gov for Matthew effects.
Personally, it took too long, but nice to see it finally happen.
It is. I'm surprised they hadn't hit Duval yet. Or Nassau.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I guess
taking way too long.
It is.
I mean, I know it's old news, but after Katrina, you think it'd be a lot longer.
So, with that, it's time for Netflix and Neuduecker.
All right, so I'm going to go a little off Netflix and talk about the new Kevin Hart movie, What Now? I saw that in theaters. Awesome movie. I couldn't say enough about this. It was great with the interaction. It really worked well. First time I've ever seen that with a comedy, honestly, especially with a stand-up comedy. The only thing I hated about it is I went to go see that in Arlington. The amount of kids and babies in that movie theater made me so angry. I hope you had to pay for every kid that went there. But overall, after seeing the Ouija board preview, I hope they all had nightmares. But great movie, more than worth going to pay for your ticket. Kevin Hart is the greatest leprechaun in comedy.
So what would you say the story was pretty much about?
Well, I mean, it's just a stand-up comedy bit.
Oh, that's
he
pretty
did a
much
little
what
bit
it
like a 007 skit in the beginning and the end, but overall it's a great stand-up comedy. He actually started out at a football stadium.
Really?
Yeah, first stand-up comedy to ever do it. It was great.
How'd that work out? That's a lot of people.
That's a lot
Must
of
have been
people.
Jerry's World.
Pretty much. I can't remember the stadium right offhand.
Because that big scoreboard.
Yeah.
Indoors. I can see it being Jerry's
No,
World.
it was outdoors.
Oh, was it outdoors? Wow.
I'd have to look it up, but it was outdoors. It was a great... I mean, I enjoyed every second.
Great.
I hated the fact it ended, but overall it was great.
Yeah. And with that, we bid adieu to Netflix and Neuduecker. And now we step on over to Tech and Information. Well, we're going to start off. This has actually been done for a few months now, but we haven't actually touched on it. I don't know, this is interesting. And it kind of just came more to my mind because the current CEO come out, she made a comment today, which we'll touch on. But Yahoo sells to Verizon. What's your thoughts?
That's actually a surprise. I don't personally like it.
It's probably the saddest tech deal in history. $5 billion. It's probably the saddest tech deal in history. $5 billion.
What are they going to do with Yahoo?
Well, last year.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, they just got AOL just last year.
So they have two email companies for the most part. Because AOL's not much more.
Yeah, but no, that's pretty much all it is. It's flashback to the past.
I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, there's not much technology there.
No, I don't know what their game plan is. I mean, I guess they hope they can give it to two former giants can possibly be reunited under their umbrella and kind of use the brands. And
it's interesting, but I just don't see the end game.
They can do something with the technology across their mobile platforms or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's
interesting.
the only thing I guess.
I'm just very confused of where the benefit is from them buying it.
Well, the one thing is both AOL and Yahoo have a crap ton of subscribers.
That is a very good point. So that's easy money for them.
It is very easy money.
Easy advertising. So companies going to jump on that really easy. With double the advertising right there. So I didn't even think about that. It's smart money.
It is very smart money. So now that will put them well ahead of their competitors.
That really answered my question in a nutshell.
I actually think that could be very good. What do you think, Jason?
I feel like if it's anything like the NFL thing that happened, like I guess where they bought the NFL rights to stream every game, I like it.
Yeah, I just don't know how those rights are going to hold up now because this is definitely not the Yahoo, or AOL for that matter, that we remember growing up.
Those are dial tone.
No, that is true, sir. There is no dial tone. But, I mean, remember, there was once a time when Yahoo was a behemoth. They controlled half the internet. Their browser was, what's a browser to use? Their search engine.
I didn't even know another browser growing up. It was AOL, search bar, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. There's nothing else. Way before Google Chrome.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no one even thought about that stuff. And, I mean, it was worth $130 billion at one point.
Wow.
Now I'm talking about Yahoo now. And they just got sold for $5 billion. I mean, granted, $5 billion is still plenty of money.
But compared to where they were, it's just a fraction.
Compared to where they were,
they dropped big time. That's scary.
And AOL was acquired last year for $4.4.
And compared to what they used to be, juggernaut compared to that is insane.
Well, I mean, think about it. Before, I mean, we're 16 now. I almost said Time Warner deal was 16 years ago now, when AOL actually bought Time Warner. Think about that. AOL bought Time Warner. Time Warner had a cable company at the time, Time Magazine.
WCW at one point.
WCW, yeah, they had World Championship Wrestling, which was under all of Turner Sports, all of Turner Television, Turner Broadcasting,
all kinds of
TNT, all that stuff. And then on the other side of thing, on the Warner side or whatever I want to say, or somewhere in there, you had the home box office.
That's true. I forgot about that.
They have all the HBO content, all that stuff. And mind you, AOL bought them.
And look where they are now.
Now, mind you, it didn't work out with. That was like one of the worst mergers in history. But it just shows you how much things have changed.
Oh yeah, you buy something you think it's gonna be great, and then it just turns into trash. What happens? A decade later?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think AOL spun off 8 years, 7 years.
It was close to a decade. I saw them. It was like 2 or 3 years off.
They were
after the whole
were done with
dial-up. They kind of just faded away.
Yeah, dial-up did it
and all that.
And Yahoo just could not change with the times.
No,
they have not been able to progress.
I mean, they tried to do the Yahoo News and all this other stuff, but it was so far beyond. Then Twitter came out, and they were just dead in the water.
No, I mean, they've not been able to get going. And the seventh and final CEO, Marissa Mayer, she came over from Google, did everything she could to kind of put some life into the company, resurrect things, to no avail. But unfortunately, she'll be the one that will be known as and sold it to Verizon.
I don't know what else they can do. I mean, I'm still surprised by Verizon buying it because it's still...
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Especially after they bought AOL. That's just...
I mean, I understand it's more subscribers, it gives more options for advertising. I mean, it does seem like money with the clientele. What kind of advertising are you going to get with it?
I mean, advertising is definitely going to go up. Maybe they just want a collection of old 90s mega
Saved by the Bell memorabilia soon?
UPN.
There you go.
There you go. But no, pretty much, I'm sure they can figure something out here because obviously Yahoo has some of its own offerings because they still have the social network, which...
I didn't even know Yahoo had its own social network.
Yeah.
That's how...
I mean, they have a few other things that is there. It's very interesting to see how things have changed so much. 20 years from now, we may not even see Google on top anymore. We may not even see Apple and all these other products like we've been used to.
It might be Bing for all we know. You never know.
Oof, let's not get carried away.
Well, yeah, I have to agree. That was a long shot.
A little more technology news. The government bans Galaxy Note 7s from going on airliners because, well, one erupted into flames on a Southwestern flight earlier this month. Thoughts?
They should have took that off the market a long time ago. How that was able to leave the line in the statuses in is beyond me.
Dumb on their part.
It's just bad. Like, I understand you need to push out product to try to fight the Apple and all these other little companies, but the fact that you build something that the battery cannot sustain a normal user is insane to me. That's just bad product.
I 100% agree.
It's scary. I mean, that's the lawsuits. I understand Samsung is a juggernaut, and they can come back from this because they have the money, but I don't know where the Note brand is going to come back from this. I think they're going to have to come up with a different name, a different style.
That I will concur.
They're going to have to come up with a different plan, or not plan, but a price point that makes people more acceptable to a bigger phone. Because honestly, it's not like it was 3 years ago where the biggest phone was great. I want a half a tablet. It's more to where it's a 5 to maybe a 7-inch screen nowadays, where people want something where they like to have their tablet on the go, but the phone is more just for Twitter, maybe a little Facebook. They don't want the big screen for their mobile device. A tablet is for at home or when they have Wi-Fi. It's back to where it was maybe 7 years ago, I would say, maybe.
Yeah, phones are kind of narrowing down a little bit.
They are. Everything comes back to a point.
Everything, like we've talked about many times personally and between ourselves, and history repeats. It comes in circles.
It really does.
It really does.
Note, I think, is dead personally. I think they're going to rebrand it, restylize it. I don't know if they're going to keep the pin or not, but something really, really needs to change. The Note's dead. There's no way.
Yeah, they can't keep that brand.
There's no way, personally, I think they can come back from this. Yes, something exploded from someone's pocket, they can come back from. When it comes to something as national news, as an extent of an airline, there's no way they come back.
And not to mention, there's also this. Someone apparently left their Note charging in their Jeep and it caught fire. Just this whole debacle, the brand's shot. They had to just shut it down and start anew. So with that, we're going to move to a different iPhone. Showering with your iPhone is now a thing.
Yeah, because it's waterproof.
Exactly.
Is that both versions, or the small? The
both, yes, large? Both the small and large. Both the Plus and the regular are the first Apple mobile devices that are water resistant. Apparently, people are enjoying it. There's a number of tweets out. We'll probably retweet a few of them just to put them out there. But USA Today made an article about it. Hey guys, I'm tweeting from the shower. Hey, best part of the iPhone 7, I keep it in the shower with me and play music. For those who say the iPhone isn't any different, I'm tweeting from my shower. Having a water-resistant iPhone takes me studying for something to a whole nother level. Be right back. iPhone in the shower is revolutionary. I got the iPhone 7 now I can watch SpongeBob in the shower.
Well, it's great to see iPhone catch up to Android. I love that. Because I know Androids have water resistance a little bit longer, but it's nice to see them get to that point because it's great that they're able to do that. It gives people more options so they can listen to, Pandora whenever they choose.
Well, and with that, Boldcastify Sports. A big deal in the MLB. Jacksonville-based Fanatics inks a major deal with MLB and Under Armour. They are going to now start supplying, along with Under Armour branded on the field jerseys starting in the 2020 season. This is definitely going to shake up a lot of things because this deal would effectively end the MLB's longtime licensed agreement with both Nike and Majestic Athletic, starting in the spring of 2020. All jerseys would start featuring the UA branding, and while Fanatics will gain a broad apparel rights to MLB, with the exception of the headwear. Of course, that stays to New Era.
Quite exciting for Under Armour to get this big because they were such a small brand and they've grown so much.
Yes, they've grown immensely.
Yeah, because they got I want to say millionaire, but he might even be a billionaire.
Pretty sure he's probably a billionaire at this point.
By this Major League Baseball deal, I'm pretty sure he's a billionaire.
Yeah, I know that Fanatics is involved in this license deal. That's really big for such a local company. That's incredible. They've gotten involved with it to be the exclusive provider for the Under Armour deal. This is really big. I'm looking forward to see how it goes. And I'm actually kind of shocked. This is actually Under Armour's first major league deal.
And it's huge, honestly.
Yeah, it's like probably the third biggest sports deal. Yeah, in a long while.
I have to agree with Jason on this. I mean, it's amazing such a small company has grown so big to get this big opportunity to really show themselves.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they've actually probably surpassed Adidas, Reebok. I mean, that's actually not the same company. So,
yeah. So I mean, honestly,
they're probably second,
right?
Because I was just up there at Sports Academy, and I noticed that right next to Nike is now Under Armour.
Yes.
So
they have good quality stuff.
What, 5 years ago you wouldn't have thought of Under Armour?
No.
Yeah.
And like Maryland, which is where the founder went, they turned Maryland into their test dummy, similar to Oregon.
Yep.
And with that, we're moving on to a little bit of a sports update. Major League Baseball postseason. It moves on. Game 4. Blue Jays over the Indians. That's the Indians' first loss, I believe, in the postseason.
Kind of crazy for Cleveland.
It is.
It's only a good team.
Cleveland's used to a lot of losing, so they'll get over this. But they lose. Toronto beats them 5-1. They still lead the series 3-1. So
close it out. But so you're telling me there's still a chance?
There's still a chance for the Blue Jays fans. Now on the other side.
No, nah. You're absolutely correct. There isn't.
Now on the other side of things, the series in the National League moved up to Los Angeles. The Cubbies and the Dodgers. After that big grand slam in the 8th. Incredible game.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. The second game, Kershaw came through.
What did Kershaw do?
And now here we go again. First game back in Los Angeles. And,
Bro, sit down.
And now Los Angeles wins 6-0 over the Cubbies.
Holy crap. That's a rape.
Weren't the Cubs supposed to be pretty good this year?
Yes, this is their best team probably ever.
Wow.
Well, because they have won more games, postseason games, in the last 2 seasons than they have in the last 100 and...
So then what? Won 3?
104? 107?
Shit.
I agree, Brandon. I agree. They have a very bad history. They have not been to a World Series since 1945. And I'm pretty sure right now the Wrigleyville faithful are not thinking too optimistic of this.
Yeah.
Well, they have to be used to it by now. They probably just happen to won a couple games and they have something to look to in the future. I mean, at this point, they have
now,
to
be. I think for the Cubs, because I think even though there's no salary cap, I think they are.
This team was put together for this year mostly. They won last year, this year, but
sucks to suck.
Well, the curse of the goat will continue. It was kind of good. Bill Murray, of course, he's a big Cubs fan. He was at the game, Wrigley Field the other day. He had a shirt. He had a sweater on, or not sweater, a sweatshirt, and it said, "I ain't afraid of no goat." So I thought it was funny.
He should be at this point.
Wait, any Cubs fan should be afraid of the goat.
Yeah.
Until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that's going to stick with them no matter what. I don't really see they're going to come back from it. It's like just what it is.
And 1907's been a while.
Yep.
Most people that are fans then are dead. I mean, what can you say at that point?
No one in this scene. No one alive. Very, very, very few.
I say 2 Cubs fans are alive, and they probably don't know their names at this point.
That's probably pretty accurate. It's been a hot minute since the Cubs won a World Series. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, 1907, 1908, they won back-to-back World Series, becoming the first Major League team to play in 3 consecutive World Series and win it twice. Nothing since. No more wins, no nothing.
That was before TV was alive, right?
That was before, anything was going. I mean,
radio.
I mean, you barely had radio.
Was that before the recession?
Yes, that was before the recession. That was before World War I.
Wow.
Put it this way, that was just after the Spanish-American War.
Dang. That was a long time ago.
That was like 10 years after that. Anyways,
I think it's more than a goat at this point. I think it's just what it is.
I'm pretty sure that the team
doesn't exist anymore.
I'm pretty sure the team is supposed to be what it is, and that is the lovable losers. If they don't make it, if they can't make it now, they can't do it now.
Yeah, it's not going to be a Major League Baseball movie.
No.
Unless they're able to pull something together.
I mean, you never know. Baseball's finicky like that, but we will see. Mm-hmm. Anyways, with that, we move on to news of the weird. We're going to go with... Which article did you want to go to? Because we've got a few. We can go with... you want to go with the guy getting lost?
I'm thinking about the shop owner.
The shop owner. I like the shop owner.
I really did.
The one from what was it, Middle Florida?
Yeah,
I loved it. I mean,
Middle Earth, Florida.
These 3 people, I think it was 2 guys and a girl, breaking this guy's shop, and he decides to go out of his way to torture him like a bad Simpsons horror.
I know, and then he doesn't call the cops because he said he didn't have a cell phone with him. And they cut the wires to his phone in the shop, but somehow managed to get a hold of his brother and his brother's wife. So it's confusing.
It's some crazy mess. All I know is they stripped him naked, stripped all the 3 people naked, made him do all these horrible things. I mean, this is just a tale for you don't mess with someone that owns a store. I mean, it's one thing to mess with a chain owner, but someone who puts their life's blood into the store and you want to break in and they're going to make you pay for it every way they can.
And I just found it so funny. But the crummy part is he got arrested too.
He shouldn't have.
I know, and that's my thoughts too. Like, maybe he did go
a fine. But yes, he should have been fined $5.
Yeah, but I guess my thoughts are like, hey, don't fucking steal.
It's not that the fact they broke in and they want to destroy property, and of course steal. It's the fact that they went out of their way to someone who owns a business, trying to survive and do something for his family, and leave something for his children, and to break in to do something. I think he has the right to do something. Maybe he shouldn't have tortured them. Okay, it's not a Pulp Fiction movie.
That's exactly what it reminded me of, I'll be honest.
But, I mean, there wasn't the penetration, to my understanding. If there was, whatever. I'm pretty sure they already had a gaping something or another.
Wow.
But the fact is,
he went there. That's
they're horrible people to begin with. And the pictures I saw, they're pretty much meth heads.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yes,
they look like druggies.
They look pretty rough to be
So, I mean, they're pretty much just hollow human beings. So why should he have been arrested is beyond me.
Yeah, it's definitely beyond me, too.
So, I mean, I think he should have had a small fine. And people should understand you do not mess with the business owner.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, but I thought it was terribly hilarious, though. Like, hold him at gunpoint, make him strip down, and then I think they kept him inside the back bathroom or something.
Yeah, it was something like ridiculous. Like, he went out of the way to embarrass them, to make them understand instead
how shitty they were.
Yeah, how horrible they were.
Incredible how they did it. Because according to the article,
and they could probably sue him over it. That's ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah, and that's the sad part. Basically, they claimed the bike owner, the shop made them strip down to their underwear, beat them, held them at gunpoint for more than 2 hours. The affidavit, Jose Gonzalez and Michael Eller both admitted to deputies that they broke into the shop early Sunday morning. But once inside, they were confronted by Robert Ailey, who was waiting with them with a gun.
Well, this is added insult to injury. I guess his shop had been broken into a couple other times.
Oh, it sounds like they had to be ready like that?
Yeah. Right. So he was actually sleeping there.
Yeah. And he had a vendetta. He was angry. He wanted revenge. Not saying it was the same people. It's just the fact of, honestly, and I might be wrong for this, he should have just shot all three of them in the face. He would have not had to deal with as much as he is now. He would not be in jail facing possible lawsuits.
Yes,
possible loss of business by insane people that think he was wrong for it. I want to buy stuff from him just for the fact he had the balls to take it out on someone to go, hey, you do not do this to me.
It is very true. Like, I honestly don't even want to ride a bike, but I'll buy a bike.
Exactly. I will buy a bike just because the man had the balls to stand up for himself, because no one should think it's okay to steal from someone.
I know. It's just pathetic the world we live in today.
Yeah, they said one of the assailant's brothers and his girlfriend showed up about an hour later, because I guess they noticed that they didn't hear anything or they didn't come back.
Because they're accomplices.
Yes. Yeah, that's something interesting.
It's not Yodel.
No, it's not Yodel.
No, it's not.
Allie bonded out, but his brother and girlfriend remained in jail as of Monday morning.
Like someone's family cared more.
Yes. With that, we'll move on to one other little news of the weird, actually. We've got two pieces tonight. Interesting little piece of offspring.
One way to put it.
What would be your... How would you want to put this?
Well, I mean, this lady is so desperate. Deceased boyfriend, she harvests his dead sperm, which I'm not even sure been alive, depending on what stage he was in.
Well, I think he was probably frozen or something. That's what I'm gathering. I'm not sure, because when's the right to harvest her dead boyfriend's sperm? So they are obviously trying to conceive.
Well, I mean, harvest means that they had to subject the body to extract, in my opinion.
Well, they're also trying to conceive, I'm guessing. The story is not very elaborate.
It's not, but I mean, at the end of the day, say in my position, if me and my wife never had a child and I was dead, I'd rather never have a child. Because that child had to grow up without a father. I'd rather my wife find another dude for that child to have a father instead of a stepfather option. Because personally, if I'm not there, I shouldn't have a child. I think she's wrong for it.
Well,
that's a tough take.
It's a solid take.
Because every child needs both parents.
Well, yes,
A step parent's great because blood does not make a father, but at the end of the day, the kid's going to want to know where he came from. And there's never going to be that full connect. No, so I think she's wrong for it.
Well, according to the article, it's from Australia, I believe.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Aaliyah Coswell. Her dream was to have a family with Joshua Davies and was given the green light by Supreme Court judge on Friday, reports the Courier Mail. Just hours after Joshua's sudden death on August 23rd, Ms. Criswell, a sperm bank worker from Tuwu Abu. I'm really messing that name up. My apologies.
If you had an Aussie accent, I'm pretty sure it went off just fine.
Yeah. In southern Queensland, rushed to the court to ensure Joshua's sperm would remain viable.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, that's what I thought. I mean, they were already talking about having a kid because it says right there they were already at a sperm bank. So it's kind of strange.
It's very, very, very strange.
So
basically,
did he donate before or after?
It doesn't appear. Basically, the Supreme Court justice granted Ms. Criswell permission to have his testes and any sperm removed at the hospital.
Wow, that's very strange.
That's very awkward. Burns also ruled in a similar case in April where Lynette Patson obtained sperm from her dead partner. Ms. Patson has not yet taken the second step of asking the court for permission to use the tissue.
It's very strange that you're able to extract.
She's a very attractive young lady.
You can extract, but then you have to ask to use? What is the...
I don't know.
Well, because
I plan to have 3 children.
Well, I'd imagine it's probably because then his family probably wants to get involved.
Yes.
But if you can extract, what do they think you want to do with it? Just store it? Like a can of beans? I'm not understanding the logic behind it.
I'm not really sure. I mean,
there's obviously
they can't save it for a while.
You can't expect someone to want to freeze it and just leave it there because you just want to have that option in the future. Of course, that's what you want to do. I don't personally.
Now, this is very interesting. Well, never saying so. Is my understanding that Joshua would ask me to marry him later this year, she said.
Oh, so they weren't even married?
No.
Of course not.
That's even weirder.
But she feels that they would have got...
Well, at least she was honest about it. She didn't have to be.
No. I mean, honesty is honesty.
Yeah, there's no one to fight about it, so...
She told the courts her parents were fully supportive of her plans to have Josh's baby is on her own. I don't know. I'd be interested to see, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering, what caused his early demise.
I mean, it can be an aneurysm. There's 1,000 different things.
That's true. I hate to hear that. No, I'm really bad to have.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything, to be honest.
That just recently happened to a character that was on the TV show Martin.
Oh yeah, that was a shame to hear.
I believe his name was Tommy.
Yeah.
I guess wrapping this up, there are a few events that happening the 22nd Saturday. That Brandon wanted me. He is laid out somewhere, but he wanted me to elaborate on. Bold City Brewery is having their
$2 pints.
$2 pints.
Yes, that's going to be delightful.
And it's actually their.
Is it their anniversary?
Yeah, their anniversary. I couldn't think of the name. Thanks. Pull before we're gonna finish. But and also
teamwork.
Also, the 22nd at Wicked Barley is releasing their beers.
Fantastic.
Which I find a little strange because I'm not calling them out yet. But they've already canned their beers
before anyone's tried them.
Well, before the public has tried them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Before the public's tried them.
They've already canned them.
Wow.
So
maybe they're very
bold
keen on letting
move.
them have the best.
yeah, bold move, Cotton. I hope it works for them, right?
Wow, yeah, that is definitely accurate.
And another thing that's kind of interesting is Intuition is releasing a special release beer on the 22nd, obviously, too. I think actually it's the 21st. I think they're officially releasing it 21st. It is made by Swamphead and Terrapin.
That's a nifty logo.
It is called the Backyard Brawl. Obviously, it's for Florida, Georgia, because Swamphead's from Gainesville and Terrapin is from, obviously,
Bulldogs.
It's from near Athens.
Yes, I couldn't think of it, but yes, it is. So we've got. If you want to go out and get down, you can.
That'd be a great game day beer.
Yes, that'll be a quality game day beer. This upcoming weekend, not this weekend, but the weekend after, it's gonna be fire.
Yes. Yeah. So it is gonna be great.
They come with a special edition label for that game. That would be insane.
Yes, it actually has a special label.
It's a pretty wicked label. We post that on the Boldcaster.
Yeah,
I like it.
We'll be sure to put that on the Boldcaster Twitter. And with that, we'll be bidding adieu from Jacksonville, Florida. This has been the Boldcasters. I'm Clay.
Robert.
I'm Jay.
And we're signing out. You can find us on Boldcastify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all that good jazz. And check us out on SoundCloud, because that's where we're going to start doing a lot of our media and everything. Definitely check out the website. And, of course, Boldcasters Twitter. Have a great evening, everybody.